So, number 22 from Indiana. I mean, makes history quite a lot. Makes history an awful lot. And she's after making history again.
Caitlin Clark just broke the WNBA again, and this time she didn't even have to touch the ball. For the first time in league history, a preseason game is being nationally televised. ESPN didn't just schedule it, they stamped it front and center like it's the finals. The reason? One name, one player, one revolution, Caitlin freaking Clark.
Guys, I'm here to tell you, this is the first time an exhibition game has been picked up ever in WNBA history. And we already know why they're picking up this game. This should come as no surprise to nobody why they decided to pick up this very game. And I'm here to tell you, the first letter of this young lady's name start with a C, and the last letter of this lady's last name end with a K. Caitlin Clark!
And to the haters still foaming at the mouth, crying about media bias or too much hype, grab another box of tissues, because Clark isn't slowing down. She's turning preseason games into primetime events, selling out NBA-sized arenas, forcing entire franchises to scramble and relocate. While they tweet and whine, she's casually rewriting the future of women's basketball with every move.
Wheeler, Clark launches, hits a three!
This isn't just hype, it's a seismic shift. Clark isn't just playing in the WNBA, she's flipping it upside down. And the wildest part? This jaw-dropping ESPN move is only the beginning, because what's happening around Caitlin Clark right now isn't just rare, it's completely unprecedented. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we break down exactly how she's becoming the biggest force the WNBA has ever seen.
We got some quick Caitlin Clark news. Apparently, they're gonna have the first ever exhibition game aired on ESPN, man.
Let's be crystal clear, this has never happened before. A WNBA preseason game, let that sink in. Preseason is now being broadcast on national television. ESPN didn't just pick it up, they prioritized it. They saw 15,000 tickets vanish in minutes and said, yeah, we need that.
That is crazy work. All right, I mean, Caitlin is just breaking all kind of records at this point, man. Still breaking records before we even get into year 2.
We're talking about a game that, under normal circumstances, might get a few grainy clips on local news, but thanks to Caitlin Clark, it's now a marquee broadcast event. No tip-off has ever meant this much before the regular season even starts. This is primetime treatment for a non-counting game. Why? Because anything with Caitlin Clark on it prints money and pulls numbers, period. This isn't just ESPN showing love, it's ESPN showing urgency. They're racing to stake their claim in the Caitlin Clark era. And make no mistake, this isn't just a win for Indiana Fever fans. It's a massive flex for the entire WNBA.
Before we even get into year 2, man, hey, I love it. You know, I love this for the WNBA. I love this for Caitlin Clark. I love this for the Indiana Fever.
One preseason game just shattered every expectation the league has ever had for visibility. But it gets even crazier, because this isn't the only time Clark is taking over your screen this season. What she and the Fever are about to do with the national TV schedule, yeah, it's never been done before either.
With such star power on those teams, it's really no surprise they're atop the list for the most games available for you to check out on a national scale. The Fever, they lead the league with 41 games here, followed by the Aces 33, the champion Liberty at 32.
When the WNBA dropped its broadcast schedule, jaws hit the floor, because one team stood out from the rest. The Indiana Fever, yes, the same team that was dead last in the standings not long ago, are now leading the entire league with a mind-blowing 41 out of 44 games being nationally televised or streamed. That's more than the defending champions, more than the New York Liberty, more than any super team you can name. Why? 2 words, Caitlin Clark. The networks didn't even try to hide it. ABC, ESPN, CBS, all lining up to ride the Caitlin wave. Flip through your sports channels this season, and there's a good chance you'll catch her casually draining logo threes while the country watches. This isn't just extra coverage, it's a full-scale media exposure, and it's all orbiting around one rookie. And look, we've seen stars before. We've seen hype, but not like this. Not where every game she plays becomes a national event. Not where teams change venues. Not where preseason matchups sell faster than NBA playoff tickets. This is what happens when the most electric player in women's basketball becomes the engine of the league.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are by far the most popular team in the WNBA. And I'm so glad that we're finally just, I don't know if admitting it is the right word, but they're finally acting on it. And you guys, I'm happy that they're acting on it because this news is not only just good for the Indiana Fever and Indiana Fever fans, it is good for the entire WNBA.
But hold on, because Caitlin Clark's effect isn't just on screen, it's affecting just about every arena that she steps into. Now, what teams are doing just to handle the crowds? That's a whole new level of wildness. Caitlin Clark isn't just boosting ratings, she's breaking buildings. Literally, teams across the WNBA are scrambling to relocate games just to keep up with the tidal wave of fans following her every move.
And for the first time in history, WNBA games will be played in the United Center. The Chicago Sky will host the Indiana Fever at the UC.
And the excuses they're giving, hilariously transparent. Take the Dallas Wings, for example. Their June matchup against the Fever suddenly moved to a 20,000-seat NBA arena. Why? Oh, no big deal. Just a mysterious scheduling conflict at their usual venue. Total coincidence, right? Wrong. It happened again in Chicago, where the Sky bumped not one, but 2 games to the massive United Center because their regular gym couldn't handle the ticket demand. And then there's Atlanta, who magically double booked their arena for the same day the Fever were coming to town, so they shifted the game to the State Farm Arena, home of the NBA's Hawks.
The largest attendance at a Sky game ever happened in 2016 at Allstate Arena with more than 16,000 fans, while the United Center can fit more than 20,000, so more fans can get in on the action.
Fans aren't buying the excuses anymore. They're calling it what it is, the Caitlin Clark effect. One fan even joked, she is the scheduling conflict. And honestly, they're not wrong. She's forcing teams to level up or get left behind. But that's only part of the story, because while teams are racing to build bigger stages, it's the TV networks who saw this revolution coming first. And they've already gone all in on Clark's broadcast dominance. In her rookie year, every game she touched turned into a ratings bonanza. ABC pulled in over 2.23 million viewers for a regular season Fever matchup. CBS topped that with 2.25 million. That's not just high for the WNBA, that's NBA playoff territory. And when the postseason rolled around, she didn't slow down. One Fever playoff game alone grabbed 2.5 million viewers, more than the actual WNBA finals. Let that sink in. A rookie in her very first postseason outdrew the championship series. That's not hype, that's historic. This isn't just about who she is on the court, it's what she represents. Mainstream relevance. She brought in new viewers, converted casual fans, got people talking, watching, arguing, engaging. For the first time in years, the WNBA didn't feel niche, it felt necessary. But not everyone was celebrating, because while the numbers don't lie, some critics started spinning their own narrative, one that had nothing to do with basketball. With all the sold-out arenas, record-smashing ratings, and non-stop media buzz, you'd think the entire basketball world would be celebrating Caitlin Clark's rise. But nah. Instead, a wave of criticism started bubbling up, and it wasn't just about her game. It got personal, and it got weird. First came the whispers. Is this all because she's white? Then came the headlines. The Guardian ran a piece questioning whether Caitlin's popularity was fueled more by her skin color than her skill. ESPN's own Monica McNutt jumped in, suggesting her fame had a lot to do with being a white girl from the middle of America.
But she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense.
And over at USA Today, one article basically scolded Clark's fans, telling them they needed to learn their lesson and stop hyping her up. So much. Let's get one thing straight. Caitlin Clark didn't ask for the hype. She earned it on the court with game-breaking range, vision, swagger, and stats that speak for themselves. But instead of acknowledging that, some commentators started throwing shade, poking at her popularity like it was some sort of problem to solve.
If ESPN videoed a Caitlin Clark workout, it would have averaged more viewership than Rivals. Like, I mean that. Like, it genuinely is. It's scary, this type of hype. Like, I thought it was gonna die. I literally thought it was gonna die.
And fans? They weren't having it. Social media lit up with clapbacks, calling out the double standards and the thinly veiled resentment. Because here's the thing, we've never seen this kind of energy directed at a rising superstar, until now. But hold up, because while the critics were busy picking her apart, some of the biggest legends in the game were stepping up to defend her. And what they had to say, it flipped the narrative on its head. While the media nitpicked and critics tried to stir controversy, some of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball weren't buying the noise. They were backing Caitlyn hard. Lisa Leslie didn't mince words. She went on air and straight up said what most people were thinking. We cannot deny what Caitlyn Clark has done for the women's game. She called it what it is, the Caitlyn Clark effect, and challenged anyone hating to take a seat and recognize what's unfolding right in front of them.
I think it's all about money, marketing, and we cannot deny what Caitlyn Clark has done for the women's game. I'm not going to act like it's something that we don't see. She's had a huge effect called the Caitlyn Clark effect. Yes, have we ever had teams have to get into larger arenas to play against a team? No, we have not. So if we have more eyeballs on the game and Caitlyn Clark brings that, why would we feel some kind of way because she has more television games?
Then there's Diana Taurasi, who made headlines herself not long ago with that viral sarcastic jab about Clark's transition to the WNBA. But guess what? She took it back. Publicly, Taurasi gave Clark her flowers and admitted it. Clark's presence is transformational.
Thank you.
And congrats.
Now, unfortunately, reality is coming to me now.
And the support didn't stop there. Cheryl Miller, one of the most respected voices in the sport, came through with a mic drop moment of her own, reminding critics that Caitlyn Clark didn't get handed this spotlight. She worked for it, earned it, outshot, outworked, and outshined her way into the history book.
Is she getting hyped? Yes. But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you.
ESPN isn't just airing Clark's games. They're betting their entire WNBA strategy on her star power. But they didn't stop at traditional broadcasts. They went full pop culture. Clark was just featured in a Dude Perfect teaser. And if you know YouTube, you know what that means.
The Hinkle Heave.
The Hinkle Heave. Here we go.
That's 60+ million subscribers with global reach, instantly watching Caitlyn drain a shot from the rafters in a viral moment that'll echo for weeks. Let's be real, one Dude Perfect feature probably did more to elevate the WNBA than an entire year of ad campaigns. It put Clark in front of millions of young fans, families, and casual sports viewers. It was the kind of visibility that leagues dream about, and it proves a larger point. Caitlyn Clark isn't just growing the game, she's changing the rules. She's merging sports and culture in a way the WNBA's never seen before. But here's the real kicker. As all this growth unfolds, some people still try to question her impact. So now let's break down the truth once and for all.
Caitlyn Clark and the Fever has more games than the New York Liberty, which is completely strange to me, bro. And it's just weird, dog. It's just weird to me that they would say this about Caitlyn Clark. Hell, because whoever they plan is going to get the views too.
The numbers don't lie, the fans don't lie, the energy doesn't lie. Caitlyn Clark is the single biggest thing to ever hit the WNBA. And whether the critics like it or not, she's not just here to play, she's here to redefine everything.
So, like, the non-Caitlyn Clark games continue to rise. They don't rise to the level of Caitlyn Clark games, but the non-Caitlyn Clark games continue to rise, and people keep fighting over the context. And the way I've tried to put this is there is no with and without Caitlyn Clark. It's not like it does this with Caitlyn Clark, it does this without Caitlyn Clark. It's all in conjunction with Caitlyn Clark. I mean, it's common sense, right? That when a whole bunch of new people join, in large part because of Caitlyn Clark, they then get interested in other things. They then start following other teams. And the platform then becomes bigger for new stars to rise.
She's boosting viewership for every game, not just her own. She's lifting the league's visibility and its bank account. She's filling arenas, driving conversation, and bringing millions of new eyeballs into a league that's been grinding for respect for decades. And let's get real, there's no with or without Caitlyn Clark. This new WNBA only exists because of her presence. The rising tide she's created is lifting every boat, every team, every star star every city. So to the haters still trying to discredit her, keep crying. Because while you're complaining, Caitlin Clark is out here changing the game, making history, and dragging the WNBA into a new golden era. Whether you like it or not, buckle up, this season's just getting started. Please like and subscribe, we'll see you on the next video.